Anna Sui, please come forward. Bold, romantic, rebellious, unique, rock and roll, worldly. These are just some of the words that have been used to describe your work as a designer. You have always had the courage to create exuberantly and dream big. In short, you have broken all the rules. As a result, you have created an iconic fashion brand that is known around the world. A native of Detroit and the daughter of Chinese immigrants who met in Paris at the Sorbonne, you had unique global influences inspiring you from a young age. You always knew you wanted to be a fashion designer, and your ambitions brought you here to Parsons. Eager to learn the industry firsthand, you started designing for several sportswear companies while also working on your own collection, which you launched in 1981. By 1991, you held your first fashion show, and the runway has never looked the same since. Your shows have the ability to transport viewers and have become synonymous with fantasy and adventure. From your first boutique in Soho in 1992, your design business has grown to 50 boutiques and a product line that includes shoes, fragrances, cosmetics, and accessories. Yet although you have a strong global presence, you have continued to design from your studio here in New York City. Among your honors, you have been recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Council of Fashion Designers of America, and you've been named one of the top 5 fashion icons of the decade by Time magazine. And next week, you'll become the first American to receive a solo exhibition at London's Textile and Fashion Museum. You have generously used your success to inspire and elevate others, from working with Habitat for Humanity and the World Wildlife Foundation to lecturing high school students on pursuing their own dreams. Believing strongly in supporting young designers, you have also been a mentor to Parsons students. We admire your global perspective as a designer and that you have continually evolved while always remaining true to yourself as an artist. Your career is a shining example for future designers, and we are proud to bestow upon you this degree of Doctor of Fine Arts honoris causa. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Marshall, President Van Zandt, and the new School Board of Trustees. Thank you, students and faculty. You are the heart of this university. You make me so proud to be part of this community. A few years ago, I was with my family at my nephew Jackson's graduation at Johns Hopkins. My mother suddenly turned to me and said, "When are you going to get your degree?" Receiving the honorary degree completes a journey of achievement that began at Parsons years ago. Mom, here I am, Dr. Anna Sui, PhD. Thank you all for making my mom, Grace Sui, so happy. I share President Van Zandt's sentiments he expressed earlier about the loudest applause belonging to the families. Students, whatever you accomplish after graduation, wherever you go, and whatever you achieve, that never changes. Love and thanks to my family, my mom and dad, my brothers Bobby and Eddie, and their families. I always wanted to be a fashion designer. My best friend from childhood remembers me talking about it at age 4 when I came back from New York from my aunt and uncle's wedding. I got back to Michigan and I said, when I grow up, I'm going to move to New York and be a fashion designer. I remember reading an article in Life magazine about 2 girls who graduated from Parsons School of Design, moved to Paris, where Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton opened a boutique for them. So as a kid living in the suburbs of Detroit, I thought, wow, I found the magic key. All I need to do is move to New York and go to Parsons. I saw an ad in the back of my babysitter's 17 magazine for Parsons School of Design. I immediately wrote for the registration catalog and studied the guidelines and geared my junior high and high school curriculums to match their requirements. In my senior year, I was accepted at Parsons. Well, years later, I went back and I reread the article. I realized that one of the girls' fathers was the legendary photographer Irving Penn, which might have given them certain advantages. But as a child, you don't understand those kind of connections. My point is, dreams and determination can carry a person farther than anything else. Pursue your goals with a passion. I realized that my own singular focus on being a fashion designer from such a small age is pretty unusual. This is especially true for students graduating today. You are likely to have multiple jobs, and you may even have multiple careers. There is tremendous opportunity and openness in that. But you have to find your own niche. One thing that is true of a new school education is that it's not about walking on well-worn paths, because those paths don't exist anymore. It's not a place that promotes replication, because we don't need more of the same. We need better ideas. It's not a place about taking the path of least resistance, because facing challenges is ultimately more rewarding and more interesting than avoiding them. Don't be afraid of the status quo, of challenging the status quo and making your own path. In fact, actively seek ways to be unique and unconventional. I always have. I believe my best work has been born from moments that I have pushed boundaries. Critics have said of my work, difficult to define. I say, great. One constant is always true. Everything changes, and so should each of you. Technology and social media only accelerate, giving you more opportunities to develop and create. Your education at the new school gives you a foundation to build a career, a life, and your future is truly unlimited. I wish you all the best going forward, and may you all reach your greatest potential. Take what you have learned, seek your inspiration. The best ideas are yet to come. And live your dream!